Classroom Teaching. I am Shekhar. In last session or in last few sessions, we discussed about the effect of current carrying conductor on a magnet. That means we have seen if current flows through a straight conductor or if the current it flows through a loop or it flows through a coil, that means solenoid, it generates a magnetic field around it. And if we place any small magnetic needle or any small magnet into the magnetic field generated by the coil or the conductor, definitely a force is applied on that magnetic needle, because we have seen that the magnetic needle get deflected. We can see the deflection there. But think vice versa. Think whether there is an effect on conductor also. That means if any conductor, if it is placed, obviously current carrying conductor, if it is placed in the magnetic field of a strong magnet, then whether a force is experienced by that conductor also, or whether the deflection can be seen in the conductor. That we are going to discuss today. For this, an experiment is given in the book. This is nothing but the diagram which is given in the book. A simple setup is given here. A strong horseshoe magnet is taken and conductor is placed into the magnetic field of the horseshoe magnet. The horseshoe magnetic like this. In this way. And a current carrying conductor is placed into it in this way. So, if the current flows through this conductor, whether there is an effect or there is a force on this conductor due to this magnetic field. So, if we try it, actually which things we know, first let us see that. If this is a horseshoe magnet, it is the north pole, it is the south pole, then the direction of magnetic field lines or magnetic force lines, they are always from north pole to south pole. And this is current carrying conductor. So if we connect a positive terminal to the lower end and negative terminal to the upper end, then definitely the direction of electric current is in upward direction, which is given in this diagram. Look, north pole and south pole. Here it is north pole, it is south pole. And a current carrying conductor, the direction, it is in upward direction, because we connect the lower end to the positive, negative terminal, here it is, and the upper end is positive. So the direction of electric current is in downward direction here. We can change the direction. Let us see whether the force is applied on it or not. If the direction of current, it is in downward direction, and direction of magnetic field, it is from north to south, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Look like this. Direction of magnetic field, it is this. Direction of electric current, it is downward, mutually perpendicular to each other. Then we can see that the wire, it bends inward. That means we can see the deflection, or we can see the movement in the wire. Actually, the wire, it is copper wire, it is non-magnetic substance. So there is no need to get attracted towards any pole. Then why it moves? Why it bends? Definitely, as soon as the current starts flowing through the conductor, due to this magnetic field, due to the magnetic field of this horseshoe magnet, there is an effect on the current carrying conductor and we can see the motion of the conductor. We can see the deflection in the conductor. We can see the bending of that conductor because the force is applied. If we change the polarity of the battery, that means if we change the polarity, what happened? Now the current it flows from lower end to upper end. And again, if we start current flowing through it, we can see the deflection in the conductor, but now it bends in the outer direction. So, what we conclude from it? What should be the conclusion? We can definitely say that when a current carrying conductor, it is placed in a magnetic field of a strong magnet, it experiences a force. It means that current carrying conductor definitely experiences a force. And we can take this conductor in any way. Any way means the experimental setup is given like this. In this video you can see one more experiment in which the experimental setup is given like this. So this is current carrying conductor which is horizontally placed now and the horseshoe magnet is kept like this. And if the current starts flowing, it bends outward. That means that is the effect of magnetic field on that current carrying conductor. If we reverse the polarity or if we increase the number of cells, that is also, if we increase the number of cells, that means if we increase the amount of current flowing through the conductor, we can see the deflection is also different. That means if more cells are connected, we can get more deflection. If we change the polarity now, that means if we change the direction of current flowing through the conductor, then we get the force, we can see the force, but it is in opposite direction. So, one thing is clear from it, from these two experiments, that whenever a current carrying conductor, it is placed in the magnetic field of a strong magnet, then that conductor experiences a force on it. And we have seen that the force, the direction of force, it depends on two main things. Which are those? First, direction of magnetic field, and the second one is direction of electric current. And therefore, to find out the direction of force, we have a law for that, and which is given by a very simple law, which is nothing but Fleming's left hand rule. So by using Fleming's left hand rule, we can find out the direction of the movement of the conductor, or direction of the motion of the conductor, or direction of force which the conductor experiences. Actually, we have seen Fleming's right hand thumb rule, which is nothing but like this. It compares only two things: direction of electric current, direction of magnetic field. And this law is Fleming's left hand rule. It compares three things: direction of magnetic field, it compares three things: direction of magnetic field, second, direction of electric current and the third thing, it is nothing but direction of motion of conductor. So it is nothing but Fleming's left hand rule. What that rule illustrates or what that rule is, stretch your index finger, middle finger and thumb in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. All these three fingers are mutually perpendicular to each other. So stretch your index finger, middle finger and thumb in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. If index finger gives the direction of magnetic field, middle finger gives the direction of electric current, then thumb it gives the direction of motion of conductor. So let us find out the direction of motion of conductor in this case. Like this. This is nothing but the direction of magnetic field from north to south. It is towards you. If it is the direction of electric current, that means it is in upward direction, then it gives the direction of motion of conductor, that means it bends inward. If I reverse the direction of electric current, now if we take it in downward direction like this, direction of magnetic field, it is towards you, that means from north to south. We kept the horseshoe magnet like this. This is the direction of electric current, now it is in downward direction. So the direction of motion of conductor, it is in this direction, that means it bends or it goes outwards in this experiment. So we can easily find out the direction of motion of conductor, that means the direction of force experienced by that current carrying conductor, by Fleming's left hand rule. So what is Fleming's left hand rule? Let us see once again. Stretch your, the condition is stretch your index finger, middle finger and thumb in such a way that they are mutually perpendicular to each other. If index finger gives the direction of magnetic field, middle finger gives the direction of electric current, then thumb gives the direction of motion of conductor. So this is nothing but the Fleming's left hand rule, and it gives the relation, or it, from this rule we can find out the direction of force exerted on the current carrying conductor. One more thing you have to keep in mind, that if this conductor, it must be perpendicular to the magnet, that means the direction of electric current and direction of magnetic field, it must be perpendicular to each other. If they are not exactly perpendicular, then also the current carrying conductor experiences a force, but the force is less. We get the direction, or we can get the force maximum, we can get the deflection maximum when the direction of electric current and direction of magnetic field, they are mutually perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular means there must be 90-degree angle between them. Then we get maximum motion, that means maximum deflection or maximum force it experienced by the conductor, and it is in, again it is in perpendicular direction. So here also the deflection, it is also in 90 degree. So they are, all these three they are mutually perpendicular to each other. And actually, the motor that we are going to learn in next session, actually that is also based on the same principle. We are using motors everywhere, in fan or electric motor for pump, or the motor wherever it is used. All these motors, they are based on the same principle. That, which principle is that? If the current carrying conductor, it is placed in a magnetic field of a strong magnet, it experiences a force. So here we stop for this session. In next video, in next session, we will discuss about the principal, construction and working of electric motor. Thank you very much.